Hello everyone, welcome back to the next episode of Shadows of Brimstone. We're in the middle of a fight with some spiders and stranglers as a result of some exploration that we did on this tile. We drew a token that had an attack on it. Let's start the turn by rolling for the darkness, holding back the darkness. We rolled 5 and 4, so 9, which is good enough to hold back the darkness. So we'll move on to activate the models with the highest initiative, which are the void spiders. The void spiders will first move. They'll pretty much lock on to one hero each. It'll move like so. Next, they'll both attack. Void spiders, they roll 2 combat dice and they will hit on a 4 or higher. We rolled a 1 and a 2, so they were both misses on the spider's part. Let's roll for the second spider. 4 and a 2, so we have 1 hit. The spider that was just attacking into the 1 hit was this one, attacking Chase. So we'll now roll for Chase's defense. His defense is not that good. It's a 4 or higher. We get 1 die. We need a 4 or higher. And there you go, we have a 6. So that hit was successfully defended. That means our heroes take no damage this turn, which is awesome. The next model to activate in initiative order is B. So she is going to roll for movement first. She rolled a 6. Well, she is not going to move. So she's going to go ahead and do her attack with her holdout pistol, which rolls only 1 die, but on a 5 or 6, it would be a critical hit. And we rolled a 3. Unfortunately, that would be a miss because B's to hit value for range is 4 or higher. Do we want to spend a grit to reroll? Alright, why not? Let's spend this grit. It rolled a 2, so unfortunately that did not help us either. Note that you can only re-roll a die once with a grit, so you cannot re-roll, you cannot keep spending grit tokens to re-roll the same die. You can only re-roll a die once. That was B's activation. Next we have the Stranglers, who have initiative of 4. They will first move, so they will move up closer to heroes, and because they're not adjacent to the heroes, they don't get to attack. And so that would be all for their movement and their activation. Finally, we have Chase. Chase is going to first roll for movement, and then he's going to do his dual pistol attack. He rolled a 1. Unfortunately, he's already at his max grit, so he cannot gain a grit token. He is just going to roll for his attack. He is going to roll 2 dice for his regular pistol and 3 d8s for the judge, which is an awesome artifact. Wow, look at that. He's doing really well this turn. 2 6s, they're both critical hits. Here we have a 6, which is also a critical hit because with the judge, 6, 7, or 8s are criticals. And this is a 4, so that is actually a miss with Chase's 2-hit range value of 5+. So he needed the 5 or higher to get a hit, so that's a miss. We also get a 3rd d8 roll. This is 3 shots. Because I only 2 d8s, we're gonna roll this one again. And we rolled a 1, which is also a complete miss. So we have 3 critical hits to assign now. The first critical hit is going to go to Spider. And the reason why is because Chase wants to shoot the Stranglers because they have better defense, and it's just nicer to spend your crits on monsters that have high defense, as crit allows you to ignore defense. However, there's a rule that if you're trying to shoot something away and you have a monster next to you and you're not shooting that monster, you actually can't do that. So Chase wants to shoot the Strangler, but because he is adjacent to a spider, he actually has to kill off the spider first before he can target any other range monsters. So let's resolve the attack for this spider first. We're going to roll now to see how much damage it will sustain. Actually, let's just do both spiders. Dude. Okay. So the first thing is we have a 6. And then we also have the 2. Now remember, Chase has some Darkstone bullets, which actually adds +1 damage. That means these are actually 3s and 7s. Spiders only have a health of 3, so both are actually removed from the game. And Chase would get 10 XP each. It's gone, and that's gone. The third critical hit is going to the Strangler. And we rolled a 1, so that's actually 2 damage going through. We're going to spend a grit to reroll that because that was terrible. Now that's better. We rolled a 6. Because it's a critical hit, we ignored the 2 defense. So essentially 7 damage going through. It only has a health of 3, so easily defeated. And of course, Chase would get 25 XP. Okay, so that's the end of the turn. All models have activated. And we proceed to the next turn with the Hold Back Darkness test. 5 and 2, 7. That's good enough. B's going first now that the spiders are gone. She's going to roll for her movement. She rolled a 5. B is going to move this way and she's going to go 1. And then she wants to move into this space and towards this exit. But we now have to do something called an escape test because we're trying to sneak by the Strangler. The escape test is fairly straightforward. Essentially, we need to roll a d6, and if we can get an equal or higher number than that escape value on the monster card, we would be able to evade this monster. Now, Stranglers, they have a huge escape value, 6+. So it's not very likely, actually. Wow, look at that. We actually did roll a 6, so we can continue our movement. 2, 3, 4, and she's going to stand here. Actually, she'll move over here, 5, like so. And then she would perform her attack with the hold-out pistol. She rolled a 3. That is not good enough to hit. I don't think she's gonna re-roll that by spending a grit. She only has 1 grit left, so we'll probably save that. The Strangler gets to go next, and because it's not locked onto any hero, it will now try to target one of these heroes. Now, usually you do a random draw, either with the hero tokens that come with the box, or the way I do it, I just roll a die. 1, 2, 3, it's gonna be B. 4, 5, 6, it's gonna be Chase. So let's roll. Let's see who it locks onto. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be B. Strangler's going to go basically next to B, and it will attack. 4 dice. Wow. That's a lot of 5s and 6s. 2 6s and 2 5s. Okay, so basically all hits, but Stranglers have a special ability where the 6s counts as 3 hits each. Oh no. These are actually 6 hits, 3 hits each, and then 7, 8. 8 hits going through. Let's see how much we can defend. And hits of 3 or higher, defense of 3 or higher here would be blocked off. So, blocked, blocked, blocked. Pretty good defense there. The only hits that went through are these 2. So we're ticking 2 wounds. She has 8 wounds and she has 11 health. A couple points away from being KO'd. Chase activates first by moving. He rolls a 6. He'll get to move. And he'll easily go here and then shoot. Wow. Double sixes, 2 crits. And then misses here. Well, that's not a problem. I think we'll be able to defeat the Strangler. Let's roll the d8 for a third shot. We have an 8, which is a crit. We have 3 critical hits there. And the damage is going to be a lot. 11, 14 damage going to the Strangler. There is no chance for it to survive this. Bang, bang, bang. He is easily defeated. He is on a roll here. And of course, that would get him 25 experience points. We've defeated all of the monsters related to this fight, so we can now catch our breath. What that means is we can roll a d3 and see how much health or sanity we want to heal up. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to roll a white d6 for Chase and a red one for B. And 1, 2 is 1, 3, 4 is 2, 5, 6 is 3. So it's basically a d3. We're going to heal. So that's a 2 and that's a 3. B is going to heal up 3. And it could be wounds or sanity damage. She's going to heal up wounds because she doesn't have any sanity damage. And this guy here actually does not need to heal. He's at full health. The next thing we get to do is actually draw some loot. Loot for B is some dark stones. And loot for Chase is money, gold bars. So they'll each get 20 XP for that. And we're gonna need to roll a die to see how many dark stones B will get. She rolled a 6, which is a 3 in terms of a d3. And so she's gonna get 3 dark stones and Chase is gonna get a ton of gold bars. The loot that we've drawn will actually go back into the loot deck. So these are always shuffled before you draw. That's the end of the turn. We finish our fight. We now have to start the new turn by rolling for darkness. Hold back the darkness. We need 7 or higher. We rolled a 3. That means we have to move up the darkness. And as soon as we do that, we hit the blood splatter spot. And that means we have to draw a card from the darkness deck. The darkness proceeds. And we have Flood of Bats. A black tide of bats pour through the cavern, engulfing heroes and passing by. Each hero takes 2 horror hits, gains 10 XP, and must then pass a strength 4+ test or lose 1 dark stone. This is actually one of the better darkness cards. Usually they're really nasty, but this one's okay. So we're gonna do 2 horror hits, and we actually can defend ourselves and see whether we can fight off the horror. The game actually has 3 types of hits. The one that we've seen so far is this one, which is health damage, the regular hits, and we can use our defense value to save. The second type of hit is called the horror hit, which is what we're seeing right now, and this is sanity damage. We can actually use our willpower to see whether we can save this. The final type of hit is called corruption hit, and it would add something called a corruption point to your character. In this case, we would also use willpower to save. Corruption is bad because if you hit a certain value of corruption, you would actually get a mutation. And these are effects that would follow your character, typically permanently, unless you can go to the local dock and try to remove this mutation by paying some money and roll some dice, of course. But usually they're pretty hard to remove. So corruption's bad. Actually, they're all bad, but hits and horror hits are easier to recover from. So now we're going to do our willpower save by rolling some dice and checking it against our willpower value. B's willpower number is 4 or higher. 4 or higher. 4 and 6, no issues there. Next, let's roll for Chase, and he has a willpower save of 5 or higher, so he's not as good. 5 or higher. Nope, no saves there. So Chase will take 2 sanity damage. The card says they have to pass a strength test to see whether they lose any Darkstone in this encounter. So the strength of Saloon Girl B is only 1, and we have to get a 4 or higher. No issues there. B is clinging to her Darkstones tightly, so in the process she didn't lose any Darkstones. Chase, he has a strength of 4, so he should not have issues with this. Yep. No issues with that. Both Chase and B don't lose any Darkstones, and they will get 10 XP. It is now B's turn. She's going to start by rolling for her movement, which is to see whether she gets a 1 or not. And nope, she gets a 2. That means she doesn't get a grit, and she's not going to move. She will actually scavenge, because I want to show you guys how that's done. To scavenge, we have to roll the 3 dice. If we get a 6, yep, we have 1 6. If you get 6s, you actually draw scavenge cards equal to the number of 6s that you rolled. So since we rolled 1 6, we're gonna draw a card from the scavenge deck. And we find nothing here. The room appears to have nothing of value. 10 experience points, however. Like the loot deck, scavenge deck actually does not have a discard pile. So these will get shuffled in. We'll also place a scavenge marker because now we cannot scavenge this room anymore. Next up is Chase. He's going to roll for his movement first. Roll a 5. He's just going to move here, and next he's going to search by looking through this door into the next tile to see what lies ahead. And we find a mining room. Put an exploration token on it. We also have to move this hero posse marker up 1 because we explored a room. So 1 for the first room and now the second room. I forgot to mention that on our last exploration token it had this exclamation mark symbol. This is actually called the clue symbol, and in our objective we have to find 3 clue icons before we can find the missing local dock. That means we'll actually only need 2 more of these in the exploration tokens. Alright, so heroes have done their turns. We'll now go into the exploration phase where we reveal and see what lies ahead. We have an encounter. The token also has a door on it, so there's only 1 exit to this room because there's only 1 door symbol. So let's roll the die and see which is the exit. Roll a 3. That means, according to this card, the exit is this one. And we'll just put end caps here. Next, the token says we have an encounter. So let's draw the encounter card. Which way? The mine shaft splits off into 2 directions here. Down one path, you hear sounds of screams and roaring. Down the other, you see the reflection of flickering lights and the smell of suffering. This map tile has exactly 2 exit doors. Select the 2 door positions randomly, noting one as left and one as right. And ignore any doors or gates listed on the exploration token. Great. While exploring the path to the left, the next threat card you draw is 1 threat level higher than normal. When exploring the path to the right, the next exploration token revealed adds D3 Roaring Dread cards to the stack and is considered to have a gate icon in place of any other doors. So they're both bad stuff, and the question is, which bad stuff do you like? Let's start by rolling randomly for the 2 exits. So I'm gonna roll 2 dice. 3 and 6 would be the exit, which is gonna be this one and this one. So this is still closed off. We have 2 exits, and this is the left exit, this is the right exit. I think we're gonna have to go for this one, the left path. I think this is more manageable. Next time we draw a threat card, we draw 1 threat level higher than normal. These growing dread cards are terrible. I think it might be wiser to avoid them and go for the threat level 1 instead. Alright, that's the end of the turn. Our heroes are venturing deeper and deeper into this mine, and our next fight is probably going to be quite difficult, 1 threat level higher than normal. Stay tuned to see what lies ahead. I'll see you guys next time.